It's so nice to just talk a little, you and I. I was just thinking, would you be interested if I told you a little about myself? Well, I guess what you want to know is what happened after our ways parted. After you left Cyrodiil. I must admit that I felt very lonely without you. Henry of course tried to cheer me up, and for a while I stayed with her in Shadenall. But then she started with her experiments again. This time she wanted to explore eternal youth and beauty. Sufficient to say that things instead turned rather ugly. So I ended up taking her with me home to Solstein. When we arrived, my beloved grandmother was seriously ill. After a while she died, but before doing so, she had told me to bring this bottle with me to Solstein, to bring it to the Eldergleam sanctuary. Look, I don't want to talk more about this right now. Maybe later. So many things have happened today that I still haven't fully grasped. And the most important of these things is of course you. That you are here, with me in Skyrim. So, where are we going now? Oh, I do hope we will be able to find a blood relative of Henry. And of course, I do hope that this relative will be willing to give us 10 drops of blood. Hlalu? I'm pretty sure that I have heard about someone with the name Hlalu here in Skyrim. But where was that? Isn't there a Hlalu farm somewhere? Now where was that? I'm sure it was in a snowy area, and not too far from a city. No, I can't recall. At least not right now. We have to look around for it. So, but... No. Oh, sorry.
Spare a coin for a poor old woman, milady. Oh, thank you. Divines bless your kind heart. Up to no good, are we? I'll teach you, but it'll cost you. The divine smile on a charitable soul.
Delicious and affordable.
It's true, what everyone is saying. That Aventus Aretino is doing the Black Sacrament, trying to summon the Dark Brotherhood?
Oh, Grimvar. Always with the nonsense. No, of course not. Those are just tales.
Fine, then I'll invite him out to play. He lives right there. I'm going to knock on his door.
No, child, wait! That boy, that house, they are cursed.
Ha! Then I'm right. I knew it. He's trying to have somebody killed.
All right, I won't deny it, child. What you heard is true. But Aventus Aretino walks a dark path. His actions can lead only to ruin. Now, enough. We will speak no more of this. I am the only friend you need. I try to keep Grimvar safe, but these are dangerous times. Yes, it is quite sad. A young boy, Aventus Aretino, lost his mother recently and was sent to an orphanage. But he has returned home, and people have heard strange chanting. They say it's the Black Sacrament, the ritual to contact the Dark Brotherhood. Why a little boy would want to contact a group of murderers is beyond me. But he is inviting evil into this city. Safe travels.
Do you know my father? He's really important. He even talks to the Jarl sometimes. His name is Torsten Krulsi. He's really rich, because he owns a farm called Hollyfrost. He told me once that he wanted me to grow up and be a sailor, because that's where all our family names come from. But I don't want to be a sailor or a farmer. I want to be a warrior! The strongest one ever!
When Grimvar asks me why women are being killed around the city, I don't even know what to say to him.
best way for us to win the Nord's respect is through hard work.
Yes, Lalu is my family name. I might very well be a blood relative of this Heniri. 10 drops of blood for the sake of an unknown ancient relative? Absolutely not. However, you could talk to my so-called aunt over at my farm. She is also Lalu.
All right then.
Starting to get too old to work all day. But hopefully Master Halalu will let me slow down a bit.
Do I look like a Dunmer to you? Speak to my master, or his so-called aunt.
All right then.
Welcome to the land of eternal snow and gloominess. I'm Falanu Halalu, originally from Cyrodiil, but nowadays on indefinite holiday here. I got into some silly problems back in my hometown. I don't want to go into details, but it was related to eternal youth and some reuse of body parts. So, I decided to go on holidays to my cousin's grandson, Belin. The simple living on a rural farm seemed attractive. Relaxing in the garden, picking flowers, helping a little with this and a little with that. Of course, I had expected the climate to be, well, somewhat different. And I had expected my cousin's grandson to see me as a highly valued relative rather than his workforce. Of course, I'm planning on going back home as soon as possible, when things have calmed down a bit and people have forgotten. Which I guess might take another 100 years or so. But I am an elf. I have still a long life ahead of me. Well, as it's too cold to be outdoors, I have spent quite some time on writing books on alchemy. In particular, my 100 Ways to Use a Falmer Ear has become quite a success. I take it you already own a copy? That's what I thought. You've come all the way here just for a signed copy of my masterpiece. Here you are. Welcome to the land of eternal snow and gloominess. I'm Falanu Halalu, originally from Cyrodiil, but nowadays on indefinite holiday here. My mother's alive after all these years? It must have been 300 years since I gave her that recipe of eternal youth and beauty. Of course, that crazy old witch doubled the potion, and as a result had some, well, bad side effects. I did warn her, actually. I heard that a friend of hers bottled her up, but I always thought the bottle had been buried, or that someone ended up drinking the content. Nords, bah! Give them a bottle, and they'll sooner or later drink the content. Are you out of your mind? I need my blood myself. Yes, that is true. I need to think on this a little. And I always think better after a bottle of good Alto wine and a honey nut treat. I tell you what, you bring me a bottle of good Alto wine and a honey nut treat, and I'll ponder on whether or not I should help her. Welcome to the land of eternal snow and gloominess. Excellent, and I have made up my mind. You see, we may have argued for decades, but Henry is still my mother. A crap mother, if you ask me, but still. She can have 10 drops of my blood. It would be really nice to meet her again. There's nothing like a good argument between mother and daughter.
Let's hurry back to Heniri with the blood. Oh, I bet she will be happy when she hears that we have actually met her daughter.
daughter Falano? In Skyrim? I thought she was busy cooking up various nasty potions in Cyrodiil. Oh, I guess the citizens of Skinnygrad finally got fed up with her and chased her out of town. So, what is she doing in Skyrim? Oh, I bet! She has always been too busy poking her big nose into matters that are not her concern. Not to mention her unhealthy interest in, well, reusage of old body parts. And, of course, if you tried to sell her potion of eternal youth and beauty to people. Oh, yes. I'm sure she did. Well, I guess you didn't get any 10 drops of blood from her, did you? And you are sure it is really her blood? Not horse blood or imp blood, or something even worse. Good, good. Then give it to me, please. Yes. Cheers. Yes, it did help. Now, if I could just get rid of his funny glow. Well, I guess it will wear off sooner or later. Funny. It must have been Falana's blood. I have misjudged her. Either that, or she's just bored and needs something to do. After all, there's nothing that will raise one's spirit like a good old-fashioned father and daughter argument. And my daughter really loves archery. Absolutely not! I still feel kind of plashy whenever I try to move around. And there's only one thing that would help me cure that. More blood, of course. But not any blood would do. It has to be very special. I need blood on someone dragonborn. Quite a coincidence, don't you think so? Oh, don't be silly. I know that you're dragonborn, and I have literally spent my time in a bottle. Everyone knows that you are dragonborn, so I reckon you must know it too. Right? So, what do you say, dragonborn? Will you let a poor old woman have a sample of your precious blood? Excuse me? What did you say? It is probably less painful than getting hit by a sword or by poisoned arrows. It's probably even less painful than a bite from a skeever. It is not so painful that a hero wannabe wouldn't do it for a damsel in distress. And, as I'm sure you are aware, I am a damsel in distress. Wonderful! That's what I thought to myself. Someone who can kill that dragon single-handed wouldn't be afraid of a little pain and blood. So, give me your hand, please. This won't hurt much. For a tiny blood sample. And you are supposed to be a dragonborn. Indeed, I will do so. Cheers. Oh, that's exactly what I needed. Now, it feels good as reborn again. Now, let me just relax a few minutes and then we'll talk again. Been thinking. I think it would be a good idea if you escorted me to my daughter. But not yet. Yes, a little. Now, I tell you what to do. Anicia told me about Vilja's missing flute, and how eager she is to find it. I think you should help her retrieve the flute. Now once you have done this, you can return to me. By then, I am sure I will be perfectly fit to travel to my daughter. I'm looking forward to spending my days relaxing in a countryside garden, to read a book and maybe pick some nice flowers. Wait, what? You haven't? Oh, well, then I think the two of you should take a few days off anyway. I'm sure she will tell. Maybe you will have to tell her to talk about herself. I'm sure she'll let you know about the flutes soon enough. Goodbye!
I see that you have a copy of the book Thief of Virtue. If you give it to me, I can read it aloud for you if you wish. Tell me, what do you want? Would you like that? There are so many things I'd like to tell you about. I really don't know where to start. At the same time, I find it hard to talk, as there are so many things unsaid between us. After all, you did leave me in Cyrodiil, and now you are suddenly here in Skyrim. It's like a weird dream, and I don't know if I dare to believe in it. Tell me, what are your thoughts on this all? Yes, that sounds like a good decision. You see, regardless of what you say today, you did leave me behind in Cyrodiil. And believe me, I have never felt so abandoned in my whole life. Right now, I cannot fully believe that you will be here also tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that. I think you are right. We should start from scratch. And then time will tell if what we had back in Cyrodiil would be strong enough for Skyrim as well. What's on your mind, friend? Not now. Maybe later. Talk later. dangerous bastard, aren't you? Leave her alone. Ouch! You stepped on my toe.
What you learn here will last you a lifetime. Several, if you're talented. Really? And what might that be? I'm sorry, what? Well, I'd certainly love to have such a powerful staff, but I'm not really sure that any of us need it. And how do you know of this? Did you really? And he specifically mentioned the staff of Magnus? I'm impressed with your initiative. Of course, someone will need to follow up on this. I certainly do. Since you went so far as to seek out the Augur for advice, I thought you'd be more enthusiastic. Something as specific and ancient as the staff of Magnus. I'm not sure we'd ever find something like that. I seem to recall Mirabelle mentioning the staff somewhat recently. Why don't you see if she can tell you anything? I'm quite pleased with your progress, you know. You've certainly proven yourself to be more than a mere apprentice. Well done. This circlet once proved invaluable to me. I hope it can be of use to you now.
Please don't bother the Archmage unless it's absolutely necessary. Well, now that's an odd question. Why in the world would you be asking? The Eye of Magnus? I can appreciate that this thing, this orb, it's very impressive, very unique, and definitely worth studying. But let's not jump to any conclusions or assign it importance beyond what we're certain of. The Augur. Just what have you gotten yourself involved in? Whatever is going on, whatever you're up to, be very careful. Well, it's said to be very powerful. Has the capacity to store an incredible amount of magical power, as the story goes. But it's more myth than anything at this point. I've no doubt that it actually exists, but no one has seen it in, what, decades? Longer? I'm not sure. The only time I've heard it mentioned was when those Synod characters showed up some months ago looking for it. Mages based out of Cyrodiil. They fancy themselves the imperial authority on magic these last few hundred years. My understanding is that all they really do is make noise in an attempt to curry favor from the Emperor. Lots of politics, little magic. I was quite surprised to find them on our doorstep. They seemed amiable enough, but their line of questioning made me uneasy. It became clear they're trying to hoard powerful artifacts, looking to consolidate power. No one here does. The Synod seemed convinced it was somewhere in Skyrim. They inquired about the ruins of Mzulft, but that's all I remember. It sounded like they were heading there, though they were rather secretive about why. I suppose if you're intent on looking for the staff, there's a chance they might be in Mzulft yet. Just don't expect them to be cooperative. I'm not really sure. Made and used by Magnus himself, if you believe those sorts of things. I believe I've heard it said that it's the only thing that could adequately contain his power. The sort of embellishment wizards of ancient times loved to make.
Crystal. Gone. Fine. Paratus. Inoculary.
So, these are the ruins in Assault. Interesting. We better watch out. Dwemer ruins can be very dangerous. thought we would be doing today.
sword!
must admit that I'm not bad. I'm learning fast. Don't you think so too?
My sword!
I see that you have a copy of the book Thief of Virtue. If you give it to me, I can read it aloud for you if you wish.
Yes?
Would you like that? It was really strange to return to Solstheim and my family. I had never thought I would go there alone. I had hoped that we would go there together. Still, it was great to meet my family again, and especially my grandmother, who always was my favorite. It was saddening, though, to see how she had aged while I was in Cyrodiil. When I was a child, she seemed indestructible. Now she was fragile. To my surprise, she gave me a precious gift, her flute. Oh, she used to play wonderful music for me when I was a child. You know, I think she realized how lost I felt, and that she wanted me to take up my old hobby, music. You see, as a child I loved playing music. Yes, I even wanted to be a bard, but my mother and Melinda of course wanted me to be an alchemist instead. With my grandmother's flute, music was back in my life. I played, and as I've always been crap at alchemy, I decided to be a bard instead. And I'm sure that would have worked very well, if it hadn't been for the bottle, and for Halfdan. Look, there are quite a few things I have to tell you about, but I think it's enough for today, don't you agree? There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Have you got a minute? I was just thinking, maybe I'm talking too much. I could understand that. Just tell me if you don't want me to be so talkative. Wonderful! Just remember that you can ask me to talk less at any point. So, where are we going now? Funny, people say that it's almost impossible to kill a dragon, but you must have killed at least 10 of them. that you have a copy of the book Galerion the Mystic. If you give it to me, I can read it aloud for you if you wish.
Gavros, is that you? I'd almost given up hope. Let me get the door. What the? What are you doing here? What have you done with Gavros? It was the Falmer, wasn't it? Curse them! They've ruined everything. If Gavros is gone, there is no hope. He was supposed to return with the crystal. Without that, all our efforts are wasted. And you, if you're here for treasure or wisdom or anything, I'm afraid you've wasted your time. It didn't work the first time. I tried to tell Gavros, but he wouldn't listen. No, it won't be too cold, he said. Well, I was right, wasn't I? Focused completely wrong by the time we got here. The cold had warped it. Gavros had to cart it all the way back to Cyrodiil. Left the rest of us here to fend off the damnable Falmer. It was a brilliant idea, really. Mostly mine, though Gavros took the credit. Secret, though. Official Synod business. Can't talk about it. Are you? Well, I'm afraid I can't help you with that. I need the crystal to do anything useful, and I don't have it. You found... How in the world? That's it? That's it! I don't know who you are, but you may have just saved this little project. In fact, who are you anyway? You are you? Savos wouldn't even grant us an audience when we came to you, but now you come here expecting something from me? I don't much like this, I'll tell you. But you saved my skin, so maybe I can overlook the past for now. Come on, I'll explain on the way. No matter what Gavros said, this was my idea first. The Council is going to know that when I get back. I was the one who thought of using this oculory. I don't know what the dwarves called it. Something unpronounceable, for sure. All our research, it seems they were intent on discerning the nature of the divine. This machinery, all of it, was designed to collect starlight, and then, I'm not sure, split it somehow?
What is this?
It's one of the key elements with our focusing crystal. Months of enchantments went into it. Let's just hope they got it right this time. Magnificent, isn't it? Took an incredible amount of work to get it running again. Now I'm hoping it'll all be worth it. Place the crystal in the central apparatus, and we can start the process for focusing it. Now the crystal needs to be focused. It was created so far away. We knew that some adjustments would have to be made. Heating and cooling the crystal will cause it to expand or contract, which will change how the light passes through it. You'll need to use spells to do that. Being from the college, I assume you know them already. There should be a few basic tomes around here somewhere in case your training is even more substandard than I've heard. Uh-huh.
Oh, sorry. Oh. Oh, sorry.
Results. They're not at all what they should be. This projection should be lit up like the night sky. Something is creating an incredible amount of interference. Something in Winterhold, it looks like. What are you playing at? Is this some attempt to stall my work? So what is it? What have you done? Did you know what we were attempting? Are you here to make sure your plan worked? That our efforts have been for nothing? Well, explain yourself. You show up here just as our work nears completion, and now I can't get any results from this because of something at your college. Do you think me a fool? Do you think I'm too stupid to make the connection? You've ruined my work! How did you do it? Either you're lying to me, or you have something at your college, don't you? Something immensely powerful, beyond anything I've anticipated. What is it? The Eye of Magnus? Well, I suppose if that means what I think it does. Well, that's interesting. You're looking for something, yes? The Staff of Magnus. Well, even if you are trying to ruin my work, there's still something to be learned here. I can't explain the details. That would be giving away many secrets the Synod have learned over the years. Also, I doubt you'd be able to comprehend the details. Have you seen the orrery in the Imperial City? It was the inspiration for this idea. Instead of projecting the sky, we project all of Tamriel, and then harness the latent energies to overlay the positions of... What's important is that all of this work was designed to reveal to us sources of great magical power. Purely to help safeguard the Empire, of course. And yet, in the end, only 2 locations have been revealed to us. One is your college. The other, well, that can only be Labyrinthian. So, mage from Winterhold, despite your intentions, I've beaten your little game. Even if all you've said here is lies, I know you have something in Winterhold the Synod Council will be very interested in. So fine. Trudge off to Labyrinthian in search of your staff. I shall return to Cyrodiil and deliver my full report to the Council. This is not over, I assure you. Well, yes. Probably. I mean, yes. Certainly it is. But that doesn't matter now, because I know you're hoarding something even more important at your college. The Council will be informed of this. They will find out what you're up to. Am I? Am I? I think I've discovered more here than I could have hoped to. Your trickery won't confuse me. I think we're done here.
I see that you have a copy of the book Thief of Virtue. If you give it to me, I can read it aloud for you if you wish.
Of course.
Tell me, what do you want? Not now. Maybe later. Shall we continue?
You got what you came for, didn't you? Go then, back to your college.
Done well thus far, but trying times are ahead. It is imperative that you return to your college at once. You will be called on to take swift action, rise to the challenge, and discover what you are capable of. You are on the right path, and you will prevail.
board. Who's casting it? Ancano? How?
I don't care what it is. I want it down now. I want to know what he's doing in there.
We need to find out what Ancano is up to.
I don't know what he's doing, but he won't get away with it. Excellent. I'd suggest that we go retrieve it immediately. But right now we have more pressing matters. Ancano has somehow locked himself in the hall. He's up to something, and I intend to put a stop to it. Help us get through this, will you? We're throwing everything we have at it.
Let's look at the valid thing. Just let in one for the other.
We need to find out what Ancano is up to. What's going on?
Stop this one! I command you!
Don't go near him! Are you all right? Can you walk? I need you on your feet. We're in trouble here. Ancano is doing something with that thing, the eye. We can't stop him. I haven't seen Savo since the explosion. He must have been blown clear, and he may be injured. I need you to find the Archmage, and I need you to do it quickly. Get moving. I'll be fine. I just need a minute to catch my breath. Find Savos.
What's happened? Are you all right? What happened in there? By the Nine, is he responsible for this? The Archmage? Dead? There's more. Something's happened to Winterhold. It must be whatever Ancano did. You need to get out there and make sure it's safe. Quickly now, quickly. I'll find Mirabelle and see if we can't put a stop to this.
Is he there? Protect yourself. We're under some kind of attack.
The Archmage is dead. Dead!
What's going on?
What's going on? What happened in there? It may be in danger? Take a look. I don't think there's much question. Let's get down there. We have to do something. Come on, O'Neill. Let's go. We'll stay here. Get back to the college and let them know what's going on. Arneal, stay on your guard. We can't let harm come here.
Protect yourself. We're under some kind of attack.
Well, is everything out there all right? Wish I could say the same for us. Tolfdir and I can try and keep this contained. You need to get your hands on the Staff of Magnus, now. You were told to find it, weren't you? If the stories about the Staff are true, if it really can absorb a tremendous amount of power, maybe we can break through on Kano's magic. What? Are you sure? The staff is there. That can't be a coincidence. Savos, before he died, he gave me something just a little while ago. He told me it was from Labyrinthian and that I would know what to do with it when the time came. I think he meant this for you then. I'm not sure why, but there was something very personal about it for him. I think you should take this amulet. It belonged to Savos, but I think it would do you the most good now. Take it and get out of here. Bring back that staff before Ancano brings the whole college down around us.
Have you heard from your family recently?